Hello everyone, thanks for your interest in YesWeHack. Today we will speak about how security leaders fight cybercrime with bug bounty. I'm Eileen Neo, the APAC regional lead for YesWeHack, and it is my great pleasure to speak with you today. First off, I'd like to introduce YesWeHack. We are a leading global bug bounty and vulnerability disclosure platform. We are running over 400 programs in more than 30 countries across Europe, APAC, and the US for clients ranging from startups, global banks, to governmental institutions. We also have a large community of cybersecurity researchers with over 20,000 vetted ones spread across 120 countries. The issues we solve are common to CISOs and their teams. We've learned that over the last 2 decades, security professionals have seen a radical change in the way IT impacts their environment. Cloud APIs, data, IoT, agile methods, shift left, all of these trends are leading to an expansion of the IT's attack surface. Basically, every organization is delivering more code at a quicker rate, increasing potential vulnerabilities on their assets. Despite these dramatic changes, the means of auditing and securing IT systems, usually through pen testing, have not changed over the last few decades. As a result, there is a real dilemma between the rapidly evolving IT landscape on one hand and obsolete security tools and methods on the other. Not to forget that this is all in the context of continuously increasing threats and scarcity of skills. So how do we address this? Among a few things, we have Bug Bounty to help us address these security gaps. Bug Bounty provides security teams with the operational agility they need to bridge the gap between modern IT processes and security. What is Bug Bounty? It is an enhanced version of pen testing. There is access to more talent, more time to discover interesting bugs, and only valid findings are rewarded. Organizations reward ethical hackers for the vulnerabilities they report within a controlled environment. There are strict rules on what they can and cannot do, what kind of tests they can run, in which environment, on which scopes, which bugs are prioritized, etc. There is also a clearly defined rewards grid, which defines the bounty amounts according to the severity of each bug reported. Naturally, the more critical the bug is, the higher the reward would be. YesWeHack's Bug Bounty platform connects clients to our community of hunters. This is where you will run your bug bounty programs, invite hunters, and manage your bug reports. There are two main types of programs, private ones and public ones. Most clients are doing private bug bounty programs. They work only with selected hunters based on the program requirements. This can be 5, 10, 50, or even 500 invited hunters that you can rotate over time to get a diversity of skill sets. Such programs remain confidential and are not advertised. Then we have public programs where anyone within the hunter community can submit a bug. Private programs are a great place to start with, as we maintain a lot of control over who we work with. An organization may choose to go public if it wants to publicly showcase their commitment to security and if it is very confident of the prospect of working with a large community of hunters. How do we get started with bug bounty? There are 5 simple steps. First of all, we would define the program rules, which include the scope of the program. For example, is it a domain or a subdomain, a web or mobile application, an IoT firmware, etc. The qualifying and non-qualifying vulnerabilities, what types of bugs qualify for reward, and the bounty grid, which is indexed according to the severity of the vulnerability, low, medium, high, or critical, based on the business impact. Lastly, any relevant information for the hunters, such as the guidelines they need to follow, or how to get credentials for grey box testing, etc. We would then choose to launch in private or public mode. In private, we would select hunters to work with. This could be 550 or 500, depending on the objective. In a public program, we launch to the entire hunter community. Once the program has been launched, hunters begin their testings. They submit their findings through the platform, assigning a severity level to each bug. We would then validate each report. Are they within the rules? What is the business impact? And what is the severity level? If the vulnerability is valid, the hunter is rewarded based on the severity level and bounty grid. Only the first hunter for a given bug is rewarded. Other reports on the same bug are marked as duplicates and do not qualify for a reward. Once the vulnerability report has been validated, you may proceed to fix it. Once the fix is applied, we ask the hunter to check if the fix has been properly applied until we are sure it is resolved. Bug bounty has been gaining popularity, and no surprises, as it has many merits. Firstly, it is highly effective. You can tap into a large talent pool, not just one or two pen testers, and whenever you need, as long as you need. And hence it extends your testing capabilities and more interesting bugs are found, thereby maximizing your risk coverage. We very often deal with heavily tested scopes, but never fail to quickly discover high or critical vulnerabilities. And as only the first hunter for a certain bug qualifies for a reward, the healthy competition encourages hunters to surface vulnerabilities as soon as possible. It is also very cost effective, as only valid bugs with business impact are rewarded. With a classic audit, we pay for the man-hours regardless of whether anything valuable was found. In fact, one of our clients, one of the largest Asian banks, found that they were saving 4 times per bug on bug bounty as compared to pen testing. Lastly, bug bounty is built for agility and can launch in any environment: pre, post-production, UAT, black to white box testing. I will be diving deeper into these 3 points about bug bounty's agility in the next few slides. Let's start with flexibility. There is a common misconception that bug bounty is only suitable for very agile companies, but that's not the case. Whatever the level of agility, all businesses can launch crowdsourced pen testing in a few clicks. There are usually 2 types of clients that we see: those who are already in some kind of DevOps transformation and those who are still working with a more traditional waterfall model. For clients in the DevOps journey, they run continuous integration and continuous delivery, so they need to have continuous testing as well, because they basically deliver code every day. And with bug bounty, they have the ability to do continuous testing that surfaces bugs at the same speed that those bugs are created by their development teams. For clients in the waterfall model, their releases used to happen rather infrequently, every 3 or 6 months, but now it's been shortened to every month or every week. Hence, scheduling old school pen tests so frequently is not an option. With bug bounty, even clients in the waterfall model can quickly mobilize a group of hand-picked ethical hackers in a few clicks to surface bugs during the acceptance or the testing phase in the pre-production environment, and then fix those bugs before each release. And they can suspend, update, relaunch, or stop the program at any moment whenever they need a security review. Bug bounty is also very empowering for developers. Today, as a result of the need for speed, we see that developers have more and more latitude and autonomy in the way they work. They deliver more and more code on a quicker basis. Security professionals today are outnumbered massively by developers. In such a context, if the security team cannot find a way to effectively embed security within that process from early start on, they may find themselves progressively set aside and basically completely losing control of the situation. One way to address this is to actually raise awareness, to train those developers and to have them implementing best practices in their work. But how to do that? Theoretical trainings are one thing, but Bug Bounty brings a much more pragmatic approach to this. Through a platform like YesWeHack, developers can directly communicate with the researchers who found their bugs. And through this direct interaction, you create real awareness, you enable a transfer of skills between the hunters and the developers. You can actually then identify potential security champions within the dev team. We even see clients where it's not anymore the CISO or his team who run the bug bounty programs, but security champions within the dev teams. The CISO team then becomes more of a service provider who orchestrates the programs at a higher level. Finally, Bug Bounty enables many diverse automation use cases. Pentest leaves you with a static document, like a PDF. It is very difficult, if not impossible, to actually use it at scale. With Bug Bounty, you have structured data because the reports are filled by the hunters through the platform interface using standard fields. When the information is received by the client side, the report manager will then update and validate this information. So as a result of this process, you get structured and validated data which you can integrate into your workflows and tools. Hence, you can automate many things, many tasks that otherwise would be done manually or would not be done at all, just because they're time consuming. A first use case is the most obvious one, ticket management. For example, our Jira connector automatically creates tickets and eases the internal management of vulnerabilities and remediations. It also creates transparency and accountability on the IT side. Another use case could be regression testing within your CI or CD pipeline in order to replace the manual work of code reviews for security issues with automated security testing using the data from bug bounty reports, which are then directly pushed into the CI or CD pipeline. As a result of such use cases, many clients start seeing security from a proactive point of view as an enabler instead of being an obstacle. A third use case is virtual patching. As we know, manual patch creation often becomes unfeasible as the number of vulnerabilities grow. That's why our platform enables our clients to easily update and fine-tune their web application firewalls with the vulnerability data generated by our programs and converting this data into virtual patches to maximize their protection system's efficiency. As we've established today, the old security assessment model is no longer effective. Security needs to be an integrative part of internal processes and potentially continuous. Testing once a year while release cycles run on a monthly, weekly, or even daily basis is ineffective and exposes companies to a lot of security risks. When speaking with security leaders, we see that the question among them is no longer whether they will or will not run a bug bounty program, but rather how they will do so and where do they start. And this is where YesWeHack is able to help. Thank you all for watching today, and please feel free to contact us with any questions you have. Have a wonderful day.